Welcome to the Valken Debrief episode number 40, and it's Thursday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, and we decided to turn back time a little bit, so you might be hearing us great on the audio side, but the video side, it's going to be laggy.
It's like 1999.
Yes.
It's Counter-Strike, 56K,
Exactly.
modem connection. We're out here in the boonies. So
Yes, we are live from Blast Camp Paintball and Airsoft in Hobart, Indiana, and it is like a flashback. It's like Gun Gears and Beer podcast, but we got girls on the show. Yes,
that's my line.
sorry. And this is the show where you get to hear about events, try to win free stuff, and join in the chat with our special guest of the week.
We are at the big 4-0. It's hard to believe that we've been going for 40 weeks now. Tonight's crew is Holly back in the control room B in Colorado Springs. And we brought along our new intern Joey, but he may be walking home from Chicago if he gets another strike.
We're watching you, Joey. Joseph Edward.
It's okay, pick that up.
And I am Bob, the Kaiju Minor, the Supreme Commander of the Valken Alliance, and to my right, your left, is Josh Darth Valken First, the Airsoft Mastermind here at Valken Sports. And Josh, I'm pretty sure you brought some toys this weekend to show off that
Maybe.
that really.
I'm not sharing them.
Okay.
Yeah.
That
Show
had
them
not-
off. I'll shoot you with it. I'm not
Ooh,
sharing.
yes, yes. And we also have a new way to win stuff here on the debrief. We encourage you to share this broadcast on social media. So easy to share that my BFF Woodcock couldn't screw it up. The goal tonight is 75 live viewers. Once we hit that mark of 75 viewers tonight, we will be giving away a Phantom Agility duffel bag. Joey, did you forget the duffel bag?
Sorry.
Oh, Joseph Edward.
Pack it up. Start walking.
You heard him. That was strike three. You had
Right
two
now.
strikes. You had two. Can't help you there. Oh, there he goes out the door. Anybody want to intern? Raise your hand. Raise your hand. Charlie, right there. Way to step up, Charlie. Love it. Josh, how do they get entered again to win the duffel bag?
Well, it's so easy, you know. Even Rick could do it. F Rick, right? Hashtag. You have to comment in the interactive chat and share this show on social media. Once we hit the goal number of 75 live viewers, we will wait until the end of the show and draw a name live on Instagram from the live comments in the chat. The more you comment in the chat, the more you have the chance to win. Again, we will announce the winner live on Instagram right after the show if we hit 75 viewers.
Thank you, Josh. That was awesome. So who do we have in the live chat tonight? Man, we got Greg from Hardstrike Milsim. Jesse Lopez, longtime viewer, one of our faithful viewers from the Valken Corps.
Oh wait, do I see the JP? Is LJP in there?
JP from American Milsim. He's checking us out. That is awesome. Brandon Chemiluski. Good to see you back, brother. We got Sheena Quinn, Alan Hildreth, Cade Yates. Oh, Cade, the legend Yates. So happy you could join us. Yeah, Bruce, we do have Sideways in the house. Sideways and Bacon and Dire Wolves. They're in the studio audience over there. Oh yeah, they were supposed to remain nameless, weren't they? Sorry, my bad. I just keep taking away his thunder. It's, good thing I don't get strikes.
Okay, tonight's Overachiever Award goes to...
Overachiever Award!
I'm going to steal his thunder.
Well, give
What?
You got to give the name.
Oh, Corey!
Corey Saltsider. Sorry, Kaylee.
Took away from Kaylee.
You're almost, we're so close. So close. Oh, so in tonight's show, we have the pleasure, nay the privilege, to have right here with us at Blast Camp our special guest, Christine Saltsider from Nemesis Milsim, right here from the Midwest region. So, welcome Christine to the show. Come on up, Christine. Here she comes. It worked! So show your love for Christine by mashing the like and the heart button at the bottom of your screen. And as you can see, if you want to follow her on Instagram, it is
Greg Anderson.
Milsim Medic 5. Oh, Greg!
Greg Anderson.
Oh my God.
That's awesome. Greg is here with
The
us.
best leader in all of cost history.
That is true. I can't deny that at all. That's just the way it goes.
That's just my personal opinion. Doesn't reflect the views or opinions of Valken Tours.
And a little birdie told me that Kyle Noe and Greg Anderson are getting signed for an upcoming
A special series, a
mini-series.
mini
A mini-series, 3 episodes.
Yes,
Oh my
many
gosh.
snowflakes will melt. There will be
Yeah.
much hurt
Yes.
felt.
A lot of pain, but it's gonna be awesome.
All right, tonight's show is sponsored by the new Valken VSM mask coming next month to your local Valken authorized dealer. So we will be right back after this short commercial break.
What's up, guys? Bobby Wolf's here, SHOT Show 2018. I've got a product here I'm pretty excited about. This is the Valken VSM. First thing you'll notice about this is it looks like a pretty standard mask with a face guard. What I really like about it, though, the face guard's able to be flipped up out of the way. I thought this was a really awesome design. I got a chance to look into it a little closer. I've also noticed that if you flip the mask up more, they call it the switch mask because it's completely removable. The lens is a dual pane thermal lens with you're able to take the vents and remove them out of the top and bottom for better ventilation. I'm pretty excited about this, and I can't wait to see what Valken has in store for the rest of the SHOT Show. You can find these this year at your local dealer or Valken.com. Stay tuned for more products, guys.
And we're back.
All right.
Welcome back to the Valken Debrief, episode number 40, and we are live from Blast Camp Paintball and Airsoft here in Hobart, Indiana. And this is all possible thanks to Gino giving us access to the Valken satellite.
I don't know. I think they throttled our bandwidth this time.
They-
We don't have a satellite. There's a van outside with that little antenna. That's how bad it is.
Looks
Like
like
a dial-up.
it looks like a
Dial-up.
Ghostbusters, hearse right now.
We have the refs out back pedaling the little dyno like bicycle to keep the power going. That's how.
Oh yeah, so please like, comment, and share this show on social media. Tag your friends, get them in here. We've gotten up to 40 viewers. We just need 35 more. If we reach that goal, we're going to be giving away a Phantom Agility duffel bag after the show. But before we start talking about events, we wanted to say thank you to all of you out there watching. Without you, this show wouldn't exist. Without you, we would have never made it to prime time, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. So let's get rolling.
Birthdays.
We have some birthdays.
Birthdays.
All right. So first up. I thought.
Charlie, you got to keep
Anyways.
up on the teleprompter,
I'm
Charlie.
trying.
Yeah.
You got to keep up.
Well, there's
Is that
no.
another
there's
intro?
no there's,
Okay. Anyways, first up.
Yeah,
first
see?
birthday.
yeah, right there.
Birthday.
Birthdays.
First birthday.
Birthdays.
is.
See what happens, Charlie?
Do we ask questions or do we do no? I'm kidding. The teleprompter, Charlie. You're new. All right. So Christine not only plays airsoft, she's also a teacher. What kind of teacher are you? What do you teach?
I'm actually a special education teacher or a learning specialist, and this year I'm teaching 9th and 10th graders in history.
Freshmen and sophomores.
Yeah, the last 2 years I was 11th and 12th graders, so 9th and 10th
Yeah, I
is.
have a freshman.
Oh my god, 9th and 10th, they're different world. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, I don't wish that
Yeah,
on anybody.
no.
Not at all, because they all think they're special, and they all think
Oh,
they're
yeah.
smarter than you too.
Yeah, and there's like puberty happening, and they don't even know what's going on, and it's just too much to handle.
There's so many
Just
emotions.
Too much to handle.
No. Christine is going to announce our birthdays. This is across the Valken Alliance. Now we have to mention that Christine had to sign a waiver that Valken is not held responsible if she butchers anyone's names. So are you ready?
I think so.
All right, let's do this.
All right. So first birthday up is Ryan Dean, my teammate from Nemesis Milsim, right here in the Midwest region, and also owner and purveyor of Fatco Customs.
Fatco Customs,
Fatco Customs.
one of the best custom gun techs.
Yeah, we had him on the show, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we had him on the show.
Yeah, he showed us his little
Yeah,
tool
yeah.
bag,
He was telling me all about angle of engagement.
which our mod, very good mod, by the way. Very good mod. Remember, he loved all the show and tell of Ryan's tools. And
Oh, absolutely. That was very helpful.
Yeah, he actually made me a pretty sweet wedding gift. He Fatcoed a whole entire gun for me, had it Cerakoted by DM Custom Coatings, and
Nice.
it is gorgeous. Anyways, back to it. Gino Mazzaretta from the Pacific region, Thomas Grace from BG Airsoft in Bowling Green, Kentucky in the Appalachian region.
have you ever met Thomas?
No.
Thomas is a former military, retired, which we love supporting the military folks at Valken Sports. I love him because he doesn't pull any punches. He just gives it straight to you. If you are in the Appalachian region and in the Bowling Green, Kentucky area, be sure to swing by BG Airsoft and wish Thomas a happy birthday. And he's gonna look at you going like, I don't know you. How do I know?
How do you know my birthday?
Yeah.
You stalking me on Facebook?
Okay, next up.
Spike.
Where am I? Spike.
Spike.
Oh, Spike Adam Rivera from Gas Blowback Central in the southern region. Justin Cawthon from the Appalachian.
Wow! I just got schooled.
Rob.
It's true.
Yes, it's true. Actually, I'd be really pissed off if someone said Illinois instead of Illinois, so I'm trying here, okay? Rob Rio from the Northeast region. Alex Streets from the Bravo Hard Hitters in the Southern region. Jacob Morton from the Appalachian region.
Killing me.
Ed Gaddy from the Appalachian regions. You know a lot of Appalachian folks here.
Yeah, it's a
don't we?
lot
Yeah.
of Appalachians this week.
David Lee from the Spot Milsim in
David Lee.
Midwest.
David Lee.
David Lee.
Gear Classifieds.
You know, we got to get one of those brick patches. The coveted brick patch.
Yes. Do you remember? What was ESR? And all of a sudden, I was on the command net, and I just hear on the radio, "Kaiju, this is David." I'm like going, "Who's David?" I didn't realize it till much later that it was David Lee.
And finally, last but not least, Rick Kastner from American Milsim in the Southern region.
One of the founders.
Rick.
One of these original four. Frick.
Rick.
Frick. We love you. Tell Adam Perry how you really feel.
Oh my gosh. Oh.
Thank you, Christine, for doing our birthdays. Hashtag frick.
Didn't you guys
That
do-
took me back to like high school days.
You did T-shirts,
We
didn't you?
did t-shirts.
Yes. Yeah,
Actually,
he
we
wore
did.
it
Russo
on.
did them.
Oh, Russo
Yeah,
did them.
Russo did.
Oh, that yes.
Russo.
Yeah.
You still have any left?
All right, now moving on to our event update, which is brought to you by Blast Camp Paintball and Airsoft. They're celebrating 30 years this year, and they are our host for the next 4 days for Conflicts 4. Scrolling. Okay. For those of you, Thos,
Thoughts.
of you, we must use Cali spell. You have never been here. Here's a short video. Roll it, Holly.
Hello, this is Chris from Enola Gay, and you're watching the Valken Debrief.
What makes Blast Camp unique is the history. Not only have we been here for 29 years, but the facility is a historic landmark. It's a decommissioned Nike missile base from the Cold War. It's not just paintball, it's Blast Camp. We value the player experience over everything. That's why we feature the full line of Valken Airsoft products and Valken paintballs exclusively. My name is Virgil, and I'm the owner of Blast Camp Paintball and Airsoft here in Hobart, Indiana. We invite everyone to come out and experience Blast Camp. You can find all of our information at blastcamp.com or on our social media.
And we're back. And if you are just joining us, welcome to episode number 40 of the Valken Debrief. And we are coming to you live via Fred Flintstone
Shortwave radio, something like that.
Yeah.
Podcast.
From Blast Camp Paintball and Airsoft here in Hobart, Indiana. And it's time to share. Hit that share button so we can get to our goal of 75 live viewers. We're more than halfway there, so I know you guys can get it. Invite your friends, bring them all in here. You're joining myself, the Kaiju, my partner in crime over there, Darth Valken, and our special guest of this week, Christine Saltsider. So Josh, who joined us over the break in our chat?
Oh, let's see. Junior Farrell. Let's see. Brandon Cockburn. Tim Indler. Man, we got a lot of guys that joined us. And Armad, he keeps spamming the chat.
Oh, Mod, shame on you.
What is this?
Jackson Frey. Check it out. Austin Collins. Austin, you didn't make it in there. You weren't first.
Nope.
What's going on with that deployment status? Tin Man's here.
Who?
Tin Man.
Tin Man and my teammates.
Oh,
One of your teammates.
That's where all our viewers are coming from. They're coming in from the Nemesis team.
They better be.
We have a bump in viewers. All right, let's get started with events. Christine, feel free to chime in at any time. And the viewers too, comments about some of the events, if you're going, if you're not. And remember, the more you comment, the more chances that you are entered to win the Phantom Agility Duffel Bag. So let's hit those 75 viewers. Events this weekend are... Oh no, it freaked out.
Holly, stop. Stop, Holly.
There we go. All right. May 18th through the 20th in the Midwest, Cobra Airsoft Legion is hosting Conflicts 4 right here at Blast Camp Paintball and Airsoft. We will be live all weekend long here at the event, so keep watching us on social media to catch all the fun you're missing. Christine, what do you like playing about? What do you like about playing about Blast Camp?
Blast Camp. Okay, so anyways, I love all the buildings here. It's an old military site that was used during World War II, so it's got a lot of dynamic to it. There's a little bit of woods, there's buildings, bunkers.
See the new building, the compound.
And if it rains, you can slide across the floor.
You can. No, for real.
No, you can't. It's, yeah. All right. Am I doing this, all the events?
Yes.
Yeah. Keep going. You're doing so good.
Okay. Also on the 18th to 20th in the Rockies, Titan Milsim, aka the artist formerly known as J-Tech Milsim, is hosting Jackal 3 in Elbert, Colorado. Sorry, we're gonna miss that one. May 19th in the South, Zoom's Paintball is hosting their Airsoft grand opening in Bryan, Texas. Now for future events, May 25th through 27th in the Pacific region. All right, here we go. Operation Lion Claws is hosting Lion Claw 17 at George Air Force Base in Victorville, California. Bob will be heading there next week with the Valken crew in tow. Bob will be selling Enola Gay grenades and limited edition Lion Claws t-shirts.
Limited edition.
The good ones, I hope.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're good.
You and I have two different opinions on good. In the Northeast, Operation Lion Claws is hosting Operation X, Battle of the 1200 series at 4th Monmouth in New Jersey. Bob will also be there selling Enola Gay. It's like he pedals like crack. Grenades on site. Bob will be joined by Valken-sponsored Team Cerberus Airsoft and Dreads Airsoft. Valken will also be joined by All-Star Airsoft, who is kind enough to provide an airfill station and a full line of Valken products. Now you can speak.
Is there a question?
No?
Just speak.
I just hear a lot of bacon, bacon, bacon.
Bacon. So you remember how you asked me last week, what does the 1200 series mean?
Yes.
I finally found out.
Okay, what's it mean?
So in the
It's not a Terminator model, is it?
No.
Okay.
On the block of buildings on Fort Monmouth, all the buildings that we're playing at are 1200 numbered buildings.
So it's
just
like the White House, murder at 1600.
Yeah. So all the, like 1200 to 1220.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wait, they wrote that in the teleprompter. I was supposed to ask you. You jumped the gun. He's stealing away my thunder all day.
Share, this is awesome.
You know what? And he slept most of the drive here last night. I went
No.
through the night.
No.
Yeah, I went through 3 of these. All right. Let's see. I expected more like it was actually going to be a series of events, but oh well. I was hanging in there for like a Terminator.
Sorry.
You know, we could go with like
We'll try to do the Terminator.
Terminator. What's the other thing they call them in Call of Duty? Juggernauts. That's it.
Juggernauts.
July 7th in the Northeast, Operation Lion Claws is hosting Narcos East at Ground Zero Airsoft in Walcott, Connecticut. Have you ever played at any Lion Claws events?
Just one. I played at Op Irene a few years back.
Which
Was it at
location?
Justman?
It was in Indiana. I don't remember what exactly.
Oh, it was at the insane asylum. It's like, no.
Nope.
If you remember.
That
post it
wasn't
in
the
the
good
chat.
one.
Yeah, put it in the chat.
Zussman is legendary. July 7th to the 8th, Midwest region, Hardstrike Milsim is hosting Bloodlines Vindica at Mid-Missouri Airsoft in Lawson, Missouri. And that's it for events.
Whew.
Yes.
Take a breather.
Okay, all right, done with that. Done with that. That too.
That is a lot of events. I'm going to be.
Yeah, I know. Like
Busy
all
man.
this. Like look at all. How many trees did Kaiju have to cut down for this? I mean, really. You know.
He did a good job.
Joey could
didn't
be
he?
picking these
show
up.
Him, show him your love that he did a good job. Mash that like button. Mash the hearts, the likes. Mash it right. I'm going to mash it right now. Look at those likes. All for Josh.
Oh, there we go.
Right there.
Ryan said it. MUTC.
MUTC.
That's where it was.
That's
MUT.
right.
Ah, that's
Yep.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually used to know what that stood for. All right, but before we get to our little chat time with Christine, we're going to cut to a quick commercial. So let's think about all the questions you'd like to ask and ask the Milsim Medic. I think that's one of the questions. Why do they call you the Milsim Medic?
It is.
When we return from this short commercial break, roll it.
So, we'd like to give you a small gift of us.
So, this is Gunfire, and you are watching Valken Debrief.
Guys, it's a wrap on day one of SHOT Show. Check us out.
Live studio audience. It's amazing.
I know, right? Oh my goodness, and we're back. Thank you for joining us here on the Valken Debrief, and it is episode number 40, and we are live at Blast Camp Paintball and Airsoft for Conflicts 4, and I can't wait. We're all gonna be slinging plastic together.
We are.
I know.
First time in a long time.
It's been about what, a year and a half?
Longer than that.
December 2016.
No way.
And I've never slung plastic with Darth Valken over there. We've been at a lot of the same events, but we've never pew-pewed together. Yeah.
I probably shot him before.
And we
It's hard
are
to catch. I don't know.
we are joined tonight by Christine, newly married Saltsider from Nemesis Milsim, and you can find her on Instagram at the Milsim Medic 5. And if you're not already following her, you've been living under a rock. You
Really
must
have
not play Airsoft. I mean, you know. So if you have any questions for Christine, please post them up in the chat. And both Josh and Christine will be monitoring the chat for your comments and questions. And first question is our Valken triple threat shotgun tri-shot question to start us off. Are you ready?
I think so.
Here we go. First gun, first Airsoft event, and first Airsoft fail.
Okay, so my first gun was a GMP Sentry, which I bought from my then boyfriend, now husband, Corey Saltsider. My first Airsoft event, I think it was a local event at the very first Black Ops field. I don't remember the name of it exactly, but my first American Milsim event was Broken Home 3, and what are we coming up on? Broken Home
7.
7 now? Holy
Yep.
cow, I feel old.
No, you're old if you remember the events before American Milsim.
Yes. Oklahoma invasion.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll accept that.
That's old.
First Airsoft fail. I don't think I fail. I don't fail. I remember fails other people have done that I've been
Yes.
involved in.
I remember the one at
Iron Horse.
Iron Horse
Yeah.
1.
There's
Tell 'em
video
about-
proof of it.
Tell them about that one.
Okay, anyways, I just jumped into this building, committed suicide essentially, died. This one guy and his 2 buddies come up, 2 buddies die, and they're staring at him, they're medic, and they're like, dude, she's on UFS, what are you doing trying to medic her? It was a cost medic. And he's wrapping the bandage around my arm, and he's like, don't worry, I'll get to you in a minute. And he just keeps on going, and they're like, oh, well, whatever. We're just going to start filming, because at this point, they're like, we can't even believe
Wait
that.
for it. Wait for it.
Yeah, they couldn't even believe what was going on. So they just laughed and started filming him doing this. So he finishes up, goes to his buddies who are like waiting for him to get shot. I popped him twice in the back, and then I took out a couple other people in their squad. And yeah, there's video.
Was there even like hesitation, or you're just like, okay, just.
No, I mean, like at first, like you feel
You can't
like,
fix
you feel
stupid.
bad. You feel bad. You're like, should I let this happen? Oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna let this happen. Yeah, it was great. It was like the best moment. But if you want to see the video, it's on my Instagram. You'll have to probably scroll down a little bit to find it, but I'll post it again tonight, and then you guys can take a peek.
Cool.
Yeah.
So one of the first questions is, well, I guess you might have answered it. It was like, what was your most memorable medic moment?
Well, that one definitely.
Yeah,
That
so I
one
think that
definitely
answers
takes
that
the
one.
cake.
That one, I'm sure.
But
takes
I
the
mean,
cake.
like anytime, like I have to run across an open field where I'm thinking, oh, for sure, I'm not gonna make this. I am for sure 100% going to die, and I end up like saving someone. Those are always extremely memorable for me.
Frontline medic.
Yep.
You're supposed to let them secure the area, move the line past the wounded before you.
Well, it doesn't always happen that way, right?
Not in Airsoft anyway.
No.
No.
Well, no one moves in airsoft, so it's fine. It's like a big game of whack-a-mole.
Alan actually asked, so along with Airsoft medic stuff, do you carry actual medical gear also from any kind of medical training or anything like that?
You know what? I am actually only first aid certified and CPR certified. I've taken some TCCC classes just informally. So no, I don't consider myself qualified enough to carry the actual medical gear. I save that for the professionals that actually know what they're doing. The only thing that I might carry on myself would be like a little bit of gauze bandage, maybe some Band-Aids, so if we get little listies, I can
carry
throw
it. It's
into
called
someone.
I call it a boo-boo bitch box. Because like you basically carry all the things you to take care of whiny bitches. It's like, oh, my head hurts. Oh, I have a sore throat. Oh no.
Yeah, but it's supposed to be for yourself.
Well, I usually end up. It's like I carry what do you call them? Electrolyte tablets. Never had to use them myself. I always have to give them to somebody else. Cough drops for the commander that's always yelling. Never had to use them myself. So a lot of times my personal medic kit is for other people. So I call it the boo boo bitch box because you're being a bitch.
I mean, I just find that like honestly, all that gear just weighs you down. If you're not going to use it anyways, there's medical professionals on site. If you ever have something serious happen to you, get off the field and get it taken care of. Don't, try to administer aid to yourself or have someone administer aid to you who's not qualified.
I did see quick clock work in a game. It was like Broken Home 2 or 3. A kid cut his hand open on a piece of metal in the airfield.
Yeah.
And the EMTs on site said that they actually, they didn't say it saved his life, but it definitely increased his chances. I would, if someone came at me with quick clock, I'd been like,
Yeah, no way. Nope.
that burns. All right, okay. So, you just got married in April, so
Yes.
like a month now. How long have you two been playing Airsoft together?
We've been playing Airsoft together for about 7 years now.
Couples
7 years
that
now.
slay together.
Stay together.
Yeah, and
Stay
actually,
together.
I really didn't even want to play at first. I was just, thinking, let him have his dude time. I'm gonna go over here and have my girl time, and this will be just, fun for him and the boys. But as soon as I finished playing Airsoft in college, I just wanted that, an experience that made me feel athletic still, and Airsoft became that for me.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
And in the chat,
He's wiping
how
a
is
tear.
it?
Oh.
And in the chat, they asked, so how are you liking married life so far?
Oh, so far I love it. We were engaged for about 2 years before we finally got married, and I think it was
I
mostly...
just called them husband and wife like starting
No,
2
you
years
did.
ago.
And I'd always correct you too. I'd be like, we're not married yet.
To act like it, I mean.
It feels like it. What's that supposed to mean?
No, but honestly, it's really great. I just feel like really connected to him at this point. Just, marriage just changes the dynamic, and I didn't realize how significant it would be. But if I knew that beforehand, I'm sure we would have gotten married a lot earlier.
So just ignore him for the moment. So what's the deal with Corey? Why is he like running all sniper stuff now? I mean, is he on the Novrich bug or what?
No,
What's going
you
on?
know what? He actually
What's up,
started
guys?
off. He started off as a sniper.
He did?
We all
Yeah.
started off with
Yeah,
snipers.
no,
we all
it-
wanted to be Mark Wahlberg.
No, he started in about 2006.
22 caliber?
2006. He was a sniper, and really the only reason he changed to rifleman is because he had to be platoon leader at AMS. So now he's just getting back into it, going back to his roots, and he's really enjoying himself. Yeah.
So, why do they call you the Milsim Medic?
Oh, okay. So I got that call sign at my very first, actually it was Ironclad 1 at American Milsim. And I just remember before that event thinking, I really want a role on the team that's going to help everyone, and that no one really wanted to do. No one wanted to be a medic at that point. So I said, you know what, I'm going to do it. That's my plate carry. And I just remember running around just healing everyone, and all of a sudden JP, one of the founders of American Milsim, looks over at me and he's like, you're like the Milsim Medic, aren't you? I don't remember him saying that, but my teammates definitely do, and I probably just ran off without knowing who JP was at that point because I was so early in my airsoft career that I was like, yeah, probably whatever. But that's where it came from.
So was it, I have a medic story with JP. Was it ESR 19-2 that had the Penske truck, or was that one? The yellow truck?
Dude, the Penske truck.
Oh, that's Copperhead.
No,
No.
No,
Penske
that's
truck
U-Haul, isn't it?
No,
Penske truck
it's a
is-
yellow Penske truck.
is ESR at Roosevelt, Oklahoma, the junkyard.
Well, we were only at one ESR, so you might know.
Well, the
that.
Penske truck, I mean, the big yellow truck that's
Well, it's
in the
right in the
middle.
middle.
Yeah.
It locks down half of the AO. The fan, turn the fan off.
Charlie, get to the fan.
Yeah.
Turn it down.
Charlie.
We should not have to speak up.
So
just turn
there
down
was
the other
a-
ones.
There was that capture point. It was right in the middle of a ring of cars, and I was a platoon leader. So I was directing everybody. I had the whole Woodcock set up, dual comms, dual radios. I got the dual contact sortings. I got top screaming in my face, and I've got a squad leader in each ear, and I take a round to the nuts. Drops me to my knees right there by the flag, and of course the combat controller JP walks up and he's like, "Where you hit?" And I was just like, He's like, "You're gonna make me rap it?" I'm like, "Oh yeah."
Charlie's still a student. Yeah, you keep going
No,
on the camera.
I know. No. So yeah, you can ask JP about how he handled Josh's package. He wrapped it. He wrapped my package.
Oh my goodness.
And you're like proud of it too.
Oh yeah, it was funny because he's like, "I'm not doing that," and I'm like, "That's the rules. You have to."
JP, stay away from those guys. So weird.
Oh, he knows. I know.
Dylan's asking, when are you going to make some more patches?
Oh my god, I've been saying this for the longest time, and weddings are expensive, y'all, so definitely gonna be trying to come out with some patches soon. I gotta contact Who Shot First, Darren and Omar. By the way, Omar,
Like PVC
congratulations.
patches.
Yeah.
Yes, Omar just had
Congratulations,
twins.
Omar.
Oh my gosh, they're about what, a month old now?
No
No,
way, not
like
even.
a week.
They're like freshly hatched.
Oh
They're
my gosh.
new.
Are they
New.
still in the hospital? Because they had them in the NICU.
I don't know.
I don't know.
But either way, congratulations, Omar. So
Yes.
excited for you. So hopefully I'll be coming out with patches real soon.
Are they going to be PVC updated,
Yes.
like glow in the dark?
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
They could do pink glow in the dark, I think.
It's probably not going to be pink, honestly.
Well, Kelly from Femme Fatale, she has a embroidered one that has glow in the dark thread.
Hmm.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
There you go.
So, but as far as like the rubber PVC, I've only seen white and green glow in the dark.
No, I'm not going to do pink this time. Sorry, everyone. I know how much you guys
Do you still run the
appreciate
pink bandages?
I do.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
I brought
go to
mine. I brought mine.
Dollar Tree, they have neon bandages. It's the best thing ever.
So, cool. Next question.
Woodcock has arrived.
Yes, Woodcock. Welcome, Woodcock.
Yes.
Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us.
We had a comment about your weight loss. You had your transformation
Oh yes,
Tuesday.
Transformation Tuesday. Both of us. So
Yeah.
So you and Corey were on a diet for the wedding. I've been on a diet. In our studio audience, Bacon from Dire Wolves, he's been on a diet. I mean, we have probably shed the equivalent weight to a starship.
You think?
Yeah. I mean, we've lost cumulatively.
You've lost a person accumulatively.
Yeah,
that's a
definitely.
little bit more accurate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Small star. It's like small star.
You lost that person accumulatively. Oh.
So, do you think that being a female in a male-dominated hobby is difficult?
I think being a female in any male-dominated area is really difficult. And I come from a sports background, so I'm a little bit more used to it than maybe some of the other girls are. But my experience has always been I have to work twice as hard to get an ounce of the respect that men are usually given just right off the bat. So it's a lot of hard work, but you put your nose to the grindstone and you work hard. You get noticed for the right reasons, and you end up improving the reputation of women in whatever male-dominated hobby or sport you're in.
Guy, girl, I shoot you the same.
Yep.
No,
Whatever.
it doesn't matter.
you don't-
I'll still hunt you down. Yeah, I know. They're
You
just
don't
like
discriminate.
Yeah, I notice that some people will, like intentionally like single out women to hunt them down. So like it's like a trophy.
Yeah. I
Or
mean,
they'll
I
go
can
easy
handle-
on them. So it's either like
Yeah.
the pendulum swings too far each way.
Actually, I think it's been getting a lot better. When I first started off 7 years ago, I noticed a lot more boys being like, "Oh my God, you're a girl! I can't shoot a female." And now there's just a lot more girls in the hobby.
Obviously,
They just don't care.
They didn't grow up
anymore.
with sisters.
But yeah, definitely want to highlight that every girl's experience in this game is not the same. So the stuff that you're talking about with girls being targeted, that has not been my experience, but I do know of other girl airsofters who that really has been the experience for, which is unfortunate.
It is unfortunate.
Yeah.
Another thing that can get you targeted is a cowboy hat.
Or a lightsaber.
Yeah.
People that run with lightsabers.
But I did
Or any
kill a couple
weird
guys.
melee weapons.
No.
Yeah, I don't play with that. I'm gonna be hunting you down if you have a lightsaber.
I don't run around with it on all the time. I did get. Who did I get? I got at the underground game. I got I think Too Tall Tom. I got Omar. I got Omar and a couple other guys. So yeah, that was pretty funny. They even got it on camera. They're starting to pie a corner. I just come around. What do you think hurts the reputation of female airsoft players the most?
You mean from the girl?
Yeah.
I think, from my perspective, honestly, I think it's really the girls that are just now getting into the sport, who are disingenuous about it, I think is the right way to describe it, meaning that they're not really in it for the love of the game, and, you know, to be on a team, and they're not there for camaraderie, they're just, you know, kind of out for themselves, out to get likes on Instagram or Facebook. They want to be like a Facebook, Instagram celebrity, and
Model, but
yeah,
sit down.
I mean,
you're just using
you could
47 apps for filters.
right,
You're not
like,
a model. Sit
but
down.
you can just tell like they don't really like love and enjoy the sport. They're not going to be in it like long term. We need girls who are going to be in the sport long term, because otherwise we're just going to be, you know, something that's really temporary.
A phase.
A phase,
fad.
exactly.
phase.
Fad.
Exactly.
Hey, Studio Kaiju, Alan had a question.
All right.
Well, let's see.
Lightsaber bayonet.
We have another word.
I have a feeling that might look weird.
That, yeah.
He asked if there were, you can repeat this too, if he has a new medic on his team, if you had any advice.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, definitely have it.
So the question, if you didn't hear our wonderful mod over there, Alan had the question of, hey, they're about to get a new medic onto their airsoft team. Do you have any advice for them?
Yeah, I would say as a medic, I think about my gear first off, and you want to run as light as you possibly can. You don't need pouches all over the place. Honestly, on my own loadout, I only carry 3 mags because I'm honestly not shooting that much. My job is to get everyone else in the game, and if I'm shooting a ton, I'm not doing my job. So the lighter your loadout can be, you know, the better. And
So do you use like
always,
a 2-point sling, like you sling the rifle on the back?
I do, yeah, yeah. And also, I make sure that my rifle, I use a PDW, and I make sure that it's short, so that when I kneel down, my rifle is not banging on the ground. So, it, you know, as much as you can streamline things, you know, do it, and always make sure that your medic has an idea of what the actual medic rules are at whatever event or field you're at.
So if they have like bandages, do you pack extras?
No, I don't pack extras. If you want me healed, you're carrying your own bandages, and they're not like the really horrible ones that stick to themselves. Like, you want an extra ace bandage, and I know I probably sound like a little bit of a diva, but any medic knows if you have those bandages that stick together, you're going to be spending like 10 minutes like trying to unroll that bandage roll, and honestly, those people, sometimes I'm just like, yeah, bye. Like, you're
Or the
gonna
one where, like,
you're gonna
they
just have to
tie
die
it
because
on
there are
and-
other people that know what they're doing and are prepared.
Start losing sensation and feeling in your
Right,
fingers. It's like,
exactly. Oh yeah, that's another thing. Good point. Don't tie the bandage too tight.
It's not a tourniquet.
Yeah, it's not a tourniquet.
It's just a bandage.
JP
Yep.
did show the whole thing where like you double it over and you just tie like a real quick like slip knot. That works.
No, I don't even do that. JP does that?
Yeah, it's like you double it over and run 2 fingers
Cheater.
on
War crime.
Oh,
War
war
crime.
Well, this was years ago.
Oh, okay.
So,
So it's excusable.
yes.
Now, before we move on, we would like to mention that sometimes we have the opportunity to talk about some sensitive or controversial topics. So we just want to let everyone know that the opinions and views discussed on our show are dolphin friendly and necessarily do not reflect the opinions of our corporate offices. So if anyone gets offended, just put your helmet on and we will direct you to the nacho bar. Okay?
Over there.
Yes, over there. Over there. So, moving on to the, yes, Charlie. No nachos for you right now. Do your job. Do your job.
No.
So, next question.
Dolphins say gluten free. Don't worry, you know, Deadpool's working on shooting it all into space where it can't not hurt us anymore.
Yeah. So, moving, oh! So, you already shared with us that you're a teacher, and
Yes.
you're teaching 9th and 10th grade.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've heard of what's been happening in schools across the country, most recent being April 20th in Ocala, Florida, at Forest High School. News has been all over it, and school violence isn't. It's not something new. So, but it is something on the forefront of everyone's minds. So, being a teacher yourself, what are your thoughts and feelings on school violence?
This is a heavy subject. Deep breaths.
Deep breaths.
So before I say anything, let me preface this by saying that these views are from my perspective as a teacher. They in no way are indicative of what the school I work for thinks, or even like my district. So this is just me speaking from my personal standpoint. School violence. It's really the unfortunate reality that we find ourselves living in at the moment. And as a teacher, when I look at the news or when I hear that another gunman has been in a school, it just makes me think about my students. I'm afraid for them. Should they ever have to experience that? I don't even really think about myself, but I'm more scared for them. And we haven't talked about this, but I actually work on the south side of Chicago, and my students are 99% African American. So if you know anything about the violence in Chicago, violence and trauma is something that my students are very familiar with. It is their daily reality. So when I talk to them about the shootings that are going on in schools, I'm almost shocked by their reaction to it, because they're just not as phased as I would expect them to be.
Like numb to it?
Like they're numb to it. They're like, yeah, whatever, Miss Holtis. Like, we feel safest in school, because when they go out into a lot of their neighborhoods, they're afraid to walk home from school, or they don't go outside and play because they know that this is potential, they could potentially be shot. And I've had students who have actually died because of gun violence, so yeah.
Do you think that teachers need to have the means to protect themselves at school, or should it be left up to law enforcement?
I think it should be left up to law enforcement, and I kind of struggle with this because I would love to have, if it were anyone else, I would trust myself to protect my students to the best of my ability. But as a teacher, I'm in charge of between 20 to sometimes upwards of 40 kids, and if there were ever a situation like that happened in my school, I would be more concerned trying to get them to a safe spot than addressing the threat that was in the building. So I think that schools should honestly be partnering with police officers more closely, and running their own trainings, and just having more of an open dialogue about how we can make our school safer, and get a resource officer in there. We had a school in Dixon, I believe it was Dixon, Illinois, just this week, who a shooter came into the school. The resource officer was on hand, returned fire to the shooter, injured the shooter, got injured himself, but no students, were hurt in the shooting. So, that's just a good example of a resource officer, doing their job, addressing a threat, and making sure that no one gets hurt. Yeah.
Tim Green mentions in the chat, does your school have the Barracuda system?
If we do, I'm not aware of it, but I would say it's very
Can you
doubtful.
explain to our viewers what the
I actually don't know what the Barracuda system is, and this is another maybe issue that not all schools have fully fleshed out what their action plans would be if something like this happened. So yes, what is the Barracuda system, Tim? If you could tell me, I would love to know.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
I know that it's a heated topic when everyone goes on the teachers should be armed, who should be left up to Second Amendment rights and stuff. But I think one of the things that a lot of people don't, because people don't sit down and talk about it, is one of the things I look at is it's a double-edged sword. When you walk into a school or a building or an institution that prohibits the carrying of firearms, even if you have a license of concealed carry, that institution is assuming the responsibility for your life.
Right.
Because you can't protect yourself, so they have to assume it.
Right.
So if a teacher chose to, or if a school allowed it, that means that that the school itself and the teachers are assuming responsibility for the lives of their students, and not law enforcement. So it goes both ways.
Right.
And a lot of people, it's unfortunate a lot of people don't talk about that because there's a lot of responsibility that goes with that Second Amendment, right?
Oh, yeah.
And everyone
Yeah.
just jumps to it's my God-given right, and no. But
Okay, here goes Tim.
Tim, yeah.
The Barracuda system is something that teachers are able to like put under their door, and I believe it like slides out so that it locks the door. No one can get in, and unless you fold it back up again. Yeah, I have heard of that. I didn't know it was the Barracuda system, and no, my school does not have it.
there's a couple different ones. I've seen ones that go over the mech arm,
Yeah.
keep the mech arm from opening. There's some that will brace underneath.
Yeah.
So
No, but beyond that, I mean, like as a teacher now that all this is happening and it's so in the forefront of news all the time now. When I walk into a hallway, I don't think of it as a hallway anymore. I'm always like thinking about what would my exit plan be. When we do like school lockdowns, you turn off the lights, you lock the doors, you get the kids away from the windows and the doors, and everyone essentially hides. Well, do you have like a tape line like on the floor of your classroom so that like you and the kids know like this is how far back you have to be so that no one can see you, so that you are like hiding. So yeah, I mean, just having a plan in place, even thinking about what your exit plan would be is good. And if you're a teacher and you happen to be taking like 3 or 4 kids to the bathroom, something happens, are you going to run out the door with those kids, or are you going to go back to your classroom? Think through all the scenarios.
And that's a good point. And you're not a novice when it comes to airsoft or firearms. So in my opinion, I feel you think a little differently than the normal citizen that doesn't have access to firearms, maybe like in other countries like they are in the U.S. What are some things you would recommend to students or other teachers if they witness a violent incident at their school? What should be, what should they do?
Yeah, I mean, this one's also a hard one because every school is different. My school happens to look like one long hallway. It's not as big as other schools, I'm sure. So if I were a student, I would just like right off the bat, like listen to your teacher, follow directions the first time, not the second or third time. Because sometimes, students don't often realize the severity of the situation that's going on. And even if you think it's a drill, there's going to always be that one time where it's not a drill. So all the time, listen to your teachers. Try your best to get in a place where, like a classroom or something, where you would potentially, hopefully, be safe. And if you're a teacher, again, just like think through like your action plan. When you're in a hallway, like I said before, taking kids to the bathroom, if something goes down, are you going to be running back to your classroom with those kids, or are you going to be going out like the first, exit that you can? And also making sure that as a teacher that the kids know and are aware of what the plans are and that like what your plan should be. So yeah, there you go.
always be ready.
Yeah,
Yes.
always. No,
Always be
really,
ready.
it's
Yeah.
it's so true. Always be ready.
Always be ready. Well, we've run out of time. That about does it for tonight's show. My feet are hurting. Thank you for joining us tonight, Christine. Complaining. Yeah, I know.
Such a
I'm a
princess.
drama queen. Where's craft services? Now your team, Nemesis Milsim, is a Valken Alliance team, correct?
Correct.
All right. Can you tell our viewers where to go for more information on how to sign up?
On Valken Alliance?
Yes.
We go on the Valken website, correct? And there's a Valken Alliance link.
Or you go to ValkenAlliance.com
Yep, ValkenAlliance.com.
and
click
follow
on-
the steps.
Yep. Super easy.
There you go. So thank you all for joining us tonight for the Valken Debrief episode number 40. If you will be here at Conflicts this weekend, please swing by our booth. We have a patch trade wall here this weekend where you can leave a patch and take a patch. You can also sign up for the Valken Alliance, and we'll be hosting a Valken Alliance player appreciation party tomorrow night, Friday night, right here at Blast Camp.
Barbecue!
Excited for
Yes.
that one.
Yeah, we're gonna be grilling, Grill Masters. That's right. So be sure to follow us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. We'll be posting all the fun that we're gonna be having this weekend. And Ma, do we have a viewer count of how many we got up to? Did we hit 75? Yes or no?
You know what? We're gonna have to go check. Things got pretty crazy there, Kaiju.
We're gonna have to go double check the numbers to see if we hit 75. If we did hit 75, we'll be heading over to Instagram Live to take care of that. So, thank you for joining us. Don't forget, we'll be back next week, 9 p.m. Eastern, right here on the Valken Debrief.